like to go, most of these are really going to like to go dry between waterings. When you water them good. Okay, give them a good drink. Let it drain through. If you know, if it's in a pot, just water the whole pot. Don't drench it because you don't want it to stay real wet. But you want it to drain through real well, and that's why you need good drainage. If you have a pot that doesn't have a drain hole in it, then you can go ahead and put some extra clay or something in the bottom just to absorb that water. Okay, because you don't want the water sitting in the bottom of the pot. And chances are, there is a good chance you could rot out the roots if it stays too wet. That's
in that smaller pot, I had one and I tried to revive it also. And I didn't know if it should be that
constricted in a small pot. They do very well, actually.
Do they?
Yes, ma'am. As long as, you know, you can take it out of the pot and look at the roots. If they're just kind of, you know, if you've got a good root system in there and they're kind of gurgled around, then you probably think about putting it in a bigger pot, you know, or planting in something different, something a little bit bigger. And I just stuck that in there. It's not planted, as you can see. I just stuck it in there. I have a couple different Haworthias here. They're very unique little plants. Crassulas. These here, they come in so many different varieties and shapes. That's why I even had to look up some on the internet because you can't find a lot of them in the books. They're hybridizing these things so much now that they just don't specify each one in books. But if you get on the internet and you find some of these websites, they really have a lot of neat pictures and groupings they can show you on the internet. I'm just going to start off by sticking this guy in here real quick, I think.
What is that guy's name?
This is a desert rose, just like this one here.
Okay.
Same thing. Yes, ma'am. Come on in.
Jeff, stand on this side so
I'm sorry.
shooting from that side.
Oh, you again.
What other colors do they come in, Jeff, besides the pink?
There's white, and there's a purple, and pink. That's the only ones I've seen. The white ones are really hard to find. Most of them we get in are pink. And they're just starting, this one isn't yet, starting to put out a bud, but I got a couple in the cactus house, and boy, I hope you guys walk through the cactus house, succulent house over here after we're done. And I got a lot of pretty things in there. Come on in, folks. I have about 3 or 4 different growers we get these from, and they all grow just beautiful plants. So I feel very fortunate to be able to pick and choose here. Like I said, I'm just going to do a very simple little planting here. You never want to go as deep as it's planted or get it out of that little pot I just took it out of, the little grow pot. Like I said, most of these need at least bright light. Some of them will take full sun, morning sun. Most of your your agaves, your sansevierias, even the crown of thorns, they will take sun. Sure. Come on in here. Bear with me, this is only my second seminar.
The crown of thorns, Jeff, it doesn't like full sun, just morning sun, the crown of thorns.
Yeah, I'm afraid some of that afternoon sun you might get a little burn on the leaves or some sun scorch. It's possible. There's a guy here, David. Some of you people probably know David. He works mostly with the bedding plants and stuff. He's got one at his house, and it gets a lot of shade, actually. It's on the south side of his house, and it is beautiful. It is about this tall, and it's got big pink blooms on it, and it is just gorgeous, blooming. And he said he never moves it inside. Of course, being on the south side, it doesn't get that north wind or anything. It's protected. But he says it's so big that he doesn't have anywhere else to put it, really. So, but I take him home sometimes. He doesn't live too far from here, and it's just amazing how pretty that thing is.
He has it in a container?
It's in a container, and it gets indirect light, but you know, a lot of shade actually. So.
The Health Science Center has the crown of thorns salmon out front in its full sun.
Full sun?
Yeah, and they've had it there for at least 9 months now.
Wow, well, there you go.
The deer damaged it?
I'm sorry?
The deer.
The deer?
Uh-huh.
Well, you'd be surprised what they eat right now. They're eating stuff that they normally don't eat, and I had a guy come in yet, a couple of weeks ago actually and say they were eating his cactus. So
Wow.
there's a lot of moisture in cactus, and you know, even if they don't like it, they're just trying to survive. So they'll eat just about anything. If they don't like it for some reason, they'll pull it out of the ground, they'll drop it on the ground, or you know, take a bite out of it and drop it. We've heard it all. So.
I haven't worked with succulents very much, but when I did a lot of transplants, I normally use from the rocket field in the to our mixture. Is it okay to use it on succulents?
I don't know really what you're talking about. I've heard of it.
It's kind of a stimulator.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, you can use, well, we sell Super Thrive,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is, yeah, root stimulator, basically. It's vitamins and hormones for the root system. Oh, I encourage that, especially you can do that anytime you fertilize. Actually, you can mix the two together and do both at the same time.
But would the super thrive be used prior to your transplanting, or could you mix it in with the soil, or after you use it?
Well, this is a liquid form, and actually after you plant,
Yeah,
then you want to
I've used the super thrive.
then you want to use the Super Thrive. Right. Yes, sir. Yeah, that really helps the root structure get established. You can use that Super Thrive on anything, any time of the year, anything from, well, cacti, especially when you plant, getting off the subject just a little bit, but trees, shrubs, anything. I mean, vegetables, indoor, outdoor plants, works very well.
And what's the formula that you use when you put that super thrive in? How much? It says that just a very limited amount.
It's very highly concentrated, so it goes a long ways. Our small bottle we recommend, it's like a capful to a gallon of water. And you can also mix that. I was going to say here, when you fertilize, you can just go ahead and use this Has to Grow and mix it in with that and do both at the same time.
Oh, the Super Thrive and that?
Yes.
Together?
Mhm.
Oh,
Sure can.
what did you just plant?
That is an echeveria, actually. Echeveria. Let's see if I got another one here somewhere.
How do you spell that?
E-C-H-E.
I'm sorry, what?
E-C-H-E. And you want the rest of it?
V-A-R-I-A.
V-A-R-R-I-A.
V-E-R-I-A, I believe it is.
Thank you.
There's another one called Semper Vivum, actually, that looks very similar to this, and the only thing I know is different, you cannot hardly tell by looking at the plants, but the flowers. The Echeveria usually puts out a yellow flower on a little stalk coming out, and the Sempervarium is usually orange.
That's not hen and chickens or whatever that is.
That's a type of
Oh,
Sempervarium.
Would you use
Very-
that super bloom on the succulents? Color Essentials?
You know, to be honest with you, I've never tried it. I've thought about it, you know, but I get so involved with other stuff here at the nursery, I've just never tried
Well, when
it.
you mentioned it bloomed, I thought, I wonder
Yeah.
if it would.
You might try it on something like this, just put a little teeny bit around the root ball there and see what happens, yeah.
I use it on the crown of thorns and the desert rose, and I got lots of them.
Really
It should
okay.
work because
Right.
it works on anything that blooms.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. As far as I've gotten into I've been working so hard in there and gotten so much stuff in here lately that I just hadn't thought about it. I'm lucky to get them fertilized, actually. So just doing so much other stuff around the nursery.
when you're talking about fertilizing, then how often do you fertilize?
You could do about